Welcome back to the channel, your one-stop spot for all things sports, drama, and straight-up real talk. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss a single upload, and let's dive right into some spicy MLB news that's got the baseball world shook. Today, we're talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers and their superstar, Shohei Ohtani, because, the latest injury update on this guy is straight-up bad news, and trust me, you're gonna want to hear every single detail. This ain't just another injury report, this is about one of the greatest players in the game. A dude who's been carrying the Dodgers on his back, and now, things are looking rough. So, grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's break this down like only we can. Here we go. Picture this, the Los Angeles Dodgers, fresh off a World Series win in 2024, are out here trying to make history as the first team to repeat as champs since the Yankees did it 25 years ago. They're sitting pretty at 25-12, best record in baseball, absolutely dominating the NL West. Their offense is fire, dropping 203 runs, third most in the league, and their pitching, despite some bumps, is holding it down with the fifth best run differential in the game. Dodger Stadium is a fortress 15-3 at home, nobody's touching that. And who's leading the charge? None other than Shohei Ohtani, the two-way unicorn, the guy who redefined what it means to be an MVP. Last year, he made history with the first ever 50-50 season, 54 homers, 59 stolen bases, and a .310 batting average that had pitchers shaking in their cleats. This dude was the NL MVP, a World Series hero, and the face of baseball. But here's where it gets real. Ohtani's been dealing with some serious injuries, and the latest update is a gut punch for Dodgers fans everywhere. Let's rewind a bit. Ohtani's been a designated hitter this season, crushing it at the plate, no question. On May 7, he became the first player in 2025 to hit double digits in both homers and stolen bases, smacking his 10th homer against the Marlins. Dude's on pace for a 47-47 season, 47 homers, 47 steals, which is wild when you think about it. He's batting .291, got 6 homers, 8 RBIs, and 5 steals already, and we're only 34 games in. The man's a cheat code. But here's the thing, Ohtani hasn't pitched a single inning this year. Why? Because he's still recovering from a right elbow surgery he had back in September 2023, a UCL repair that's kept him off the mound. And if that wasn't enough, he tore his left shoulder's labrum during Game 2 of the 2024 World Series while sliding into second base. Yeah, you heard that right, his non-throwing shoulder, but still a big deal. He had arthroscopic surgery in November to fix it, and ever since, the Dodgers have been playing it super cautious with their $700 million man. Now, let's talk about this injury update that's got everyone buzzing. According to a report from Heavy Sports, the Dodgers are looking at a timeline where Ohtani won't be pitching in a big league game until this summer. That's right, summer, as in July or August, maybe even later. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts dropped this bombshell, saying Ohtani's still a couple of months away from getting back on the mound. For a team that's been banking on Ohtani's two-way greatness to push them over the top, this is a massive blow. The Dodgers signed him to that monster 10-year, $700 million contract because he's not just a hitter or just a pitcher, he's both, and he's the best at both. But right now, they're only getting half of what they paid for, and with their pitching staff already dealing with a ton of injuries, this news stings even more. Let's break down the pitching situation because it's a mess. The Dodgers have been hit hard with injuries to their rotation. Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, two of their big-name starters, are on the shelf. Glasnow had to leave a game early on April 20 with leg cramps, which, okay, doesn't sound too bad, but this dude's got a history of injuries, so fans are holding their breath. Snell's been out, too, and the team's had to lean heavily on newcomers like Roki Sasaki and Yoshinobu Yamamoto to carry the load. Don't get me wrong, those guys are studs. Yamamoto's been lights out, and Sasaki's a rookie sensation, but you can't replace Ohtani's arm. The guy's got a 3.1 career era, 608 strikeouts, and finished 4th in Cy Young voting back in 2022. He's a game-changer on the mound, and without him, the Dodgers are stretched thin. Yeah, Tony Gonsolin's back and looking sharp, and Clayton Kershaw's close to returning, but neither of those guys is Ohtani. Nobody is. So, what's the deal with Ohtani's rehab? Well, it's been a roller coaster. Back in December 2024, Dodgers GM Brandon Gomes said Ohtani was already playing catch at 60 feet, which was a good sign. By February, Ohtani himself said he was on schedule, even though he was still feeling some discomfort in his shoulder. He was taking batting practice, looking like his MVP self, but the pitching side was moving slower. In March, Roberts said Ohtani would throw a bullpen session, his first since February 25, but they shut that down to focus on his hitting for the Tokyo series. By April, Ohtani had thrown 3 bullpen sessions, 20 pitches on March 29, 26 on April 5, and 30 on April 12. He was even playing catch before games, like against the Cubs on April 22. Sounds promising, right? But then Roberts hit us with the couple of months line, and now we're all wondering what's really going on. Here's the thing, the Dodgers aren't rushing Ohtani, and honestly, they shouldn't. This guy's their golden goose, their ticket to a dynasty. Rushing him back could mess up his elbow or shoulder even more, and then what? You're out a superstar for even longer. Roberts has been clear from the jump this is a long-term play. He wants Ohtani at his best for the stretch run in the postseason, when the games matter most. The Dodgers have the depth to survive without him pitching for now. Their rotation's still stacked with Yamamoto, Sasaki, and hopefully Kershaw soon. Plus, their offense is a juggernaut: Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Max Muncy, you name it. Ohtani's still killing it as a DH, so it's not like he's not contributing. But man, imagine this team with Ohtani pitching and hitting. That's the dream, and right now, it's on hold. Let's talk about Ohtani's impact, because even with just his bat, he's a problem for opposing teams. Back on April 2, he hit a walk-off homer against the Braves on his bobblehead night, sending Dodger Stadium into a frenzy and pushing the team to a historic 8-0 start. That was the kind of moment that shows why Ohtani's worth every penny. A week later, he sparked a 15-2 blowout over the Marlins with his first homer as a dad. Yeah, his daughter was born on April 19, and the dad's strength is real. Even when he's slumping, like during that Cubs series in April where he couldn't get the big hit, the guy's still a threat. Opposing pitchers can't relax when he's in the box. And let's not forget that close call against the Rockies on April 17, when a ball came flying into the dugout and nearly took him out. Ohtani dodged it like a boss, because of course he did. But here's where it gets real for Dodgers fans. The team's been through it with injuries. Last year, they lost Glasnow and Kershaw for big chunks of the season. They've had to DFA veterans, call up replacements, and lean on their depth just to stay afloat. Ohtani's injury isn't new. He's been rehabbing that elbow since 2023, and the shoulder surgery was a curveball nobody saw coming. When he dislocated his shoulder in the World Series, teammate Freddie Freeman legit had to touch him to make sure he was real, because how does this dude keep going? Ohtani played through the rest of the series, helped the Dodgers win it all, and then went under the knife. That's the kind of heart and toughness you can't teach. But now, with this delayed pitching return, there's a real fear that the Dodgers might not get the full Ohtani experience this year. What's crazy is how Ohtani's still out here making history, even with all this going on. On May 8, he was back in the lineup as the DH against the Diamondbacks, just days after that Marlins homer. The guy's averaging a 1.126 ops, dropping bombs, stealing bases, and making defenders look silly. He's doing all this while rehabbing 2 major surgeries and adjusting to fatherhood. Like, who does that? Only Shohei Ohtani. But the Dodgers need more than just his bat. Their pitching staff's been a revolving door, and every time they get someone back, someone else goes down. Glasnow's leg cramps, Snell's absence, Kershaw's slow recovery, it's a lot. Ohtani was supposed to be the X factor, the guy who could step in and throw 6 innings of heat while also hitting cleanup. Without that, the Dodgers are still great, but are they unbeatable? That's the question. So, what's next for Ohtani and the Dodgers? Well, the team's being super careful. Roberts and GM Brandon Gomes have both said they're not putting a hard timeline on Ohtani's pitching return. May was the original target, but that's out the window. Now, they're looking at summer, and even that's not a guarantee. Ohtani's still throwing, still building up his arm strength, but facing live batters is a whole different beast, and he's not there yet. The good news? His shoulder surgery was on his non-throwing arm, so it's not affecting his pitching mechanics as much as it could have. The bad news? Every day he's not pitching is a day the Dodgers are missing out on his full potential. And with the NL West heating up and teams like the Padres and Giants lurking, the Dodgers can't afford to slip. Let's be real, this injury update sucks, but it's not the end of the world. The Dodgers are still the team to beat. They've got the best record, the best home field, and a lineup that's straight up unfair. Ohtani's still gonna hit homers, steal bases, and make highlight reel plays. But the dream of seeing him dominate as a two-way player, Like he did in 2022 when he was striking out batters and launching moonshots in the same game. That's on pause, and it hurts. For fans, it's frustrating because you know what Ohtani's capable of. For the Dodgers, it's a reminder that even the best laid plans can go sideways. And for Ohtani himself, you know he's itching to get back out there and prove he's still the most complete player in the game. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about what this means for the rest of the season. The Dodgers are built to win now, but they're also thinking long-term. Ohtani's only 30, and that $700 million contract runs through 2033. If they have to wait a few extra months to get him back to full strength, they'll do it. The goal is to have him ready for October, when the lights are brightest and the stakes are highest. Imagine Ohtani taking the mound in a playoff game, throwing 98-mile-an-hour fastballs, then stepping up to the plate and hitting a 450-foot bomb. That's the vision, and it's still possible. But for now, the Dodgers have to keep grinding, keep leaning on their depth, and hope their superstar can stay healthy. Yo, that's the deal with Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers' latest injury drama. It's a tough pill to swallow, but this team's too good to let it derail them. What do you think, fam? Are the Dodgers still gonna repeat without Ohtani pitching? Or is this injury gonna cost them? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's get that convo popping. If you're hyped about this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your squad, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the fam. We're dropping bangers like this every week, so you don't want to miss out. Until next time, stay locked in, stay hyped, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.